All right, so I had this employee work for me for a while, like almost a year, maybe a little bit longer than a year, and solid dude. Like most of the time, showed up for work, gave me, let me know, was good at communicating if he needed a day off or whatever. But got a call from this customer. Like I said, it's about 8 months to a year in. Got a call from a customer one day. He's like, "Hey, I think your detailer stole some change out of my cup holder." And of course, I texted him and was like, "Hey, customer says you stole some change. Did you?" And he said, "No, I didn't." Basically just no, like just straight up no. So I said, okay, of course. I've known this guy for a year now, so I trust my employees. So I hit the customer back and I said, "Hey, my detailer said he didn't steal any change. Could it have been something else, whatever?" And he said, "No, I actually know he stole change because this is my second time I had the detail done. First time I thought that he stole change. So this time I planted change and counted it out and knew exactly how much was in there. And now there's no change in there. Like it didn't add up." And I was like, "Oh shit, okay." So I went back to my guy. So now my employees lied to me and stolen change. So I hit him back up and said, "Hey man," obviously I called him, said, "Hey, this customer they know you stole change. I know you stole change. Why? And why did you lie?" And he said, "Oh, you know what?" And he played it off like an accident. He said, "Oh wait, Mr. Bright, I was cleaning out the cup holders and I took the change out and I must have not put the change back." This was just a blatant lie. And this was, again, let's put this in context. This was like 4 years ago. So I was this was one of my first few employees. I was just figuring it out on kind of how to cut ties, and I didn't want to go out there in detail. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I said, "Go take the change back." And then little did I know, like maybe a week or two later, he lied to me again and I fired him. And that story, maybe I'll do another like part 2 or whatever about how I fired him. But really the lesson I learned here is hiring is one of the most difficult things and can be one of the most like rewarding things. You're supporting other families with your business. You're also gonna have to be very, very strict on who you hire. It is so much easier to just not hire anybody that you're even on the fence about as a person and just wait till you get the right guy, because if you have to hire them, train them, and then you put them out there to work, they quit, a week or two in, you gotta start all over again. It puts you a month behind, and it's just such a hassle when they just say, "Hey man, I'm done," middle of the week, you have jobs to do that week. It's not worth the headache of hiring anybody you're on the fence about. Hire them for a trial period, a week or two, work with them, test them out. If it doesn't work, cut ties. If it does work, hire them to go by themselves. That's what I'd recommend.